Hello, and welcome to the TriCaster. The TriCaster is what we use at Riot Radio. It is our device that lets us switch between all of our images and all of our things here. As you can see, it's quite a bit, but don't worry about it. We are currently selected on camera 1 in preview. You can tell it's preview because it's on the PREV sign, which is kind of cut off, but it's green. Green means preview, red means program. As you click, you can see it switches between our cameras. We have cameras 1, 2, 3, that one there, and 4. We also have DDR1, which is where we keep our logos for Riot Radio, and DDR2, which is currently blank, but that's where the show logos go. To add something to DDR2, you can click on the little plus in the corner, hit Browse, and go to Show Logos. This is usually done before the show, but if it's not, this is how you do it. You click on a show logo, you can double click or single click and hit Open, and now it's in preview. To get it into program, which is our live, you can hit Auto. Now you see there the taken auto on the left-hand side, I guess right-hand side. It's not exactly the same thing in Studio because this is just the computer side, but you can kind of see how it works. We don't like to work in program because as you can see, if you click program, it immediately goes onto the screen. That being said, taken auto is the way to go, where it's a fade. The fade is nice. We usually only use the fade between DDR2 or DDR1 and what's on there. You'll see it here that when you come back in from a break, you always want to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then auto. Nice transition to the host. As you can see, the host will be sitting there, but there's no one there. To go back, you hit auto again, and auto is used between host to image and host, or I guess image to host. When you have two people on, sometimes they sit at camera 3, which is made up, it's made better for a 2-person shot. And we use auto to come back into them. When you have somebody else sitting at camera 4, if it's one host talking over the other host or talking more than the other host, you sometimes want to go to just them. And to do that, we don't use auto because it's kind of like a blend. It can blend their faces for a moment. We like to use take, which is a nice quick transition, which will be shown shortly. Like that. And that way, it's between two hosts. The rule of thumb is to never take too quickly. We usually use a 10-second count between taking from one camera angle to the other. If you do it too much, it can look really jarring, and it's not best if you're viewing it from home. To add in other images, if there is more things there, you can hit the browse and add them in again, the same way you did the first time. As you can see, El Dino is currently playing, but when you click on My Traveling Journey, or double click, it's now in program. Double clicking is never a good idea because it immediately puts it in there, but a single click does not. We always work in preview, because again, if it's in program, it's going to show up, unfortunately. We only use preview because sometimes hosts aren't prepared, they can be blank screens, there can be issues. And again, all those things I'm highlighting now, we don't have those. We don't have 16 cameras, we have 4. So everything up from 5 and 16 we don't use. And then all those GFX to me, we also don't tend to touch. We work in take and auto, as I said. And again, the red highlight and the green highlight shows what's currently in program and preview. If you auto or take between something that's already selected in DDR2 or any other camera, if it's 2 and 2, nothing will happen because, obviously, it's the same thing. Sometimes, some shows want to add extra little things to them. So you can open the show files in our drive and then select one of the images in there. For this one, we use an anime opener that I used with Justin for one of our shows. We don't want the full picture up sometimes because, again, it can look a little sloppy. So one of the new features we've kind of been working with recently is putting it in our disc 2. And now disc 2 is really fancy because you click on it and now it's on the screen in the corner to show it, and then we also have the hosts as well. Some shows use this, some shows don't. It might not be super integral, but we always click the fade button, We can also use that, so you have to make sure that whatever's highlighted will be in there. So if you want to show the image, you have to make sure the image is highlighted, or it'll be the show logo hiding in the corner. We can adjust it and put it where it's going by playing with the positioning in Disk 2. Now again, this should be done before the show, but if you're ever curious or if you want to be shown how to do this, this is how we do it. It's a simple click and drag. You have to use left and right, no matter, even if it's the y-axis, you can't use up and down. It doesn't really move. You have to use left and right. We keep it either in the top left-hand corner or the bottom left-hand corner, depending on whose show it is or what they prefer. Sometimes just entering the number is easier as well instead of dragging it. So we find you'll find the sweet spots that work. To remove things, you can just highlight them, right-click, and hit remove. If you hit cut, they're still there but kind of blurred out. When working with stream, you have to make sure those two things are selected. Again, sometimes we use the higher quality for the YouTube shows, but for the most part, it'll always be on those two sides. To start streaming, you can click the stream button or click the button at the top of the screen that just says stream. We don't use record anymore. For some reason, the files don't tend to be happy with us, so we just use stream. You can either click it to turn it off again or control. And I guess that's it. So thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoy. Of course, I will train you more when you come in person. Until then, though, I hope you enjoy the video, and any questions can be answered when you come in to see us. Thank you.